Hello, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we are super happy to have you here, and we just ask that you bring an open mind and heart to your listening experience and to be prepared to explore vantage points that I'm convinced will help shift or solidify your current understanding of the ultimate nature of reality in a way that is extremely empowering. Speaking of exploring powerful perspectives, I'm super excited to announce the release of my very first book, The Golden Key: Modern Alchemy to Unlock Infinite Abundance. If you're ready to alchemize the circumstances in your life so that your abundance expands to an entirely new level in 2021, head over to goldenkey.gift to download the audio or ebook as my gift to you by using the code POSITIVEHEAD. All right, all you positive heads, howdy do. How's that for an intro? Howdy do, how you do? I'm doing fine, thank you for asking. It's very nice to make your acquaintance and reconnect with you yet again. So happy to be here with you all. We're going to talk about all sorts of things, or a few different things anyway, in the short time we have together. This fine day, evening, wherever it is in eternity that you happen to be floating along and listening to this broadcast. I'd like to jump right in and start with a review today. I have a review on iTunes. I am grateful to report. And as you guys know, getting these reviews on iTunes, not only does it help us to reach new people, it helps to fuel my fire to continue this labor of love. Which it truly is. To have the opportunity to connect with you guys in this way is a dream come true for me. So thank you for allowing me to connect with you and for completing the circle of love. When those of you who have given reviews on iTunes, I really, really appreciate it. If you haven't done so, please do so. Helps us to reach new people, helps to keep my fire burning. And so this particular review is by Max on Mama. Coffee and a Smile is the title. I've been listening to Positive Head for over 6 months, and it has helped me tune into positivity, mind expansion, love, and even some goofiness. Definitely some goofiness. You're the bee's knees, Brandon. Listening to this podcast has become part of my morning routine, and I'm never disappointed. Sometimes it gets a little lonely on the path to self-growth. I've spent a lot of energy trying to influence and open other people's minds who are close to me. It's even pushed them away at times. I'm learning that it's not my job to save them. Abraham talks about trying to pull people up, but they inevitably end up just pulling you down. Hard lessons to learn, but having practices like tuning into this podcast, working out, meditating, relaxing, listening to music, and spending time with my little kids and the great outdoors is energy spent well. After all, my job isn't to fix others, but love myself and others. I'm learning to change the focus, stop spending time and energy on others and how they don't show up for you like you need. Spend time and energy on what inspires you, heals you. Heck, just having fun. Brandon and the whole Positive Head Soul fam has been there for me in my most desperate time of need without even being aware. Thank you for being you and spreading not only love, but real life connections. This existence can be so trying, and at times this path leads you away from the crowd. In this space, I feel accepted, celebrated, and connected to this existence and my people. Thank you again, Brandon, for your labor of love. I feel you, bro. Much love. Much love to you, Max on Mama. Thank you. How appropriate. I was particularly goofy on the intro today, not even knowing what the review I was going to read was, of course, synchronistically. So you got your own little, I'll dedicate my howdy do goofy intro just to you, Max on Mama. Thank you so much for taking the time to review. And you make some really great points here. Obviously, you can all hear and see what she has dealt with, and been a lot of, trying to get through to others, or having expectations from others, right? We all go through this expectation, learning to let go of these expectations. Your pain is equivalent to your expectation. If expectation is the enemy. Now, well, let me say that again. Well, expectation is the enemy in the sense that you can expect to create something, set a goal, an aim, an intention, and then let it go. So create an expectation, but healthfully, right? Not an expectation like, I'm holding on to this. He better show up as this. Doesn't he know a husband? This is how they're supposed to behave. And, I need, she even used the word need, when they don't show up like you need. Really, what do you need? You don't need anything. You're a self-sufficient being. You're source. You're one with all things. You've created this illusion. You're floating in eternity with nowhere to go, nothing to do, nothing required of you. You need nothing. You are self-sufficient. All the love you'd ever want is right inside of you. So as we learn to get that, as we all come to terms with that, as we learn to grasp that, it gets a lot more fun. It gets a lot less painful. Letting go of those expectations is a wonderful, wonderful thing. Refocusing, as she said here, on what it is we want to see more of. So thank you, Max on Mama, once again for contributing. And she talked about connecting, real life connections, support, soul fam. She's referring, I'm imagining, to the Positive Heads Facebook group. That's with Positive Head with an S, Positive Heads, plural, where we're all connecting, sharing, supporting. It's a wonderful, wonderful private group. So you can open up there if you are, there's a question or something you want to share that you don't necessarily want everyone else in the world to see. It's private. So get in there if you're not already in the Positive Heads Facebook group. We would love to connect with you. And of course, you can review other places. There's other places to listen to the show as well. SoundCloud and Google Play and things like that. So please share with anyone you think could benefit. I appreciate it, and I'm sure they will too. And so moving right along. What are we going to talk about next? Because that led down a little tangent there. I love that too, by the way. I love getting questions too. Brandon at positivehead.com, or in the Facebook group, you can just post them there. And it's a great way for us to interact. Because a lot of times, like even this review, it opens up thoughts, things come through that I want to respond to what she's talking about, and it helps to sort of co-write the show, right? And this isn't just my show. I'm just sort of, you guys are the boss. I just work here. So help to dictate which direction we go by sending in your questions, your comments. I want as much input. The more, the merrier. I love connecting with you guys. So let's see. Moving right along. What do I want to talk about? Well, speaking of you guys co-writing the shows and contributing, I had a little bit of a synchronicity this morning where I just came across a quote that I really liked. My dear friend Sue Krebs, who's been on the show many times in the past. It's been a while. I need to get her back on, but I saw she had posted a quote by Emily Dickinson that said, "Forever is composed of nows." Forever is composed of nows with an S. And I thought, how beautiful. Emily Dickinson, such a beautiful poet. And so I instantly got me thinking. Of course, I wanted to reshare it. I loved it. I loved just the thought of it, the concept, because it's so true. It's always now, right? Eternity is always, wherever you go, it's now. And eternity is a series of now strung together, right? Infinite in both directions, all directions, simultaneous, enough to melt your mind, right? So I reposted the little meme with "forever is composed of nows," and then put "see you forever ... on it. And so I just, that whole energy was kind of permeating my world right when I woke up as I was having my coffee this morning. And then I went and opened someone who'd written in on Facebook, written a message to me. And it was and I'm going to read it. I won't share the whole name just because, it's somewhat personal. But Tam, I'll use a short, wrote, "My soulmate, my best friend, my forever," right? As soon as I saw "my forever," I was like, oh, I just posted this forever thing. See you forever. Okay. What am I supposed to talk about today? Okay. "My best friend, my forever, he had an accident nearly 6 years ago. I woke up 6 months ago. I can't believe the synchronicities that have happened since. My name means twin. I've always dismissed its meaning. I never got it till very recently. We have 4 babies together. I now get he is my twin flame. I've seen where he is. He's no longer in this plane of being. I know we are more than this physical being, but I miss my Alex. He was my reason for being. He rescued me from a destitute place. I and our 4 babies are doing so well, but there are times I just can't believe my soulmate, best friend, in this life has gone. We visit him as much as possible. He's now blind, in a wheelchair, severely cognitively impaired. I've met him in dreams several times. I know where he is. My question to you is, are we doing okay? Are my babies doing okay? I want to do more. My baby chose this existence, chose to come into this. So why? Why do I miss my soulmate so much? I'm getting through this. I really am. So when it breaks me, oh, how I break. I just miss my Alex. I've probably made not a lot of sense. I keep being lost in my missing him. I just feel him. I feel the missing him. I feel so lost without my soulmate. Sorry to bother you. XX. First off, this is not a bother, Tam. Thank you for writing in, and what a brave thing. What a brave trajectory, course your soul has taken, and his soul has taken, and your babies have taken. You know, when I hear something like this, it's really hard, for people, especially when they have a direct. I just had someone say to me this morning, until you've had something directly affect you, you'll never get it. You'll never understand. You won't truly care. And I understand how someone can say that. Certainly, you feel it more intensely when it's right in your world, right? I get that. But, we can either get on living or get on dying kind of thing, right? You are in eternity. This is a path that you've chosen. The question you always have to come and ask yourself, why is this happening for me? And that's hard when it's something this traumatizing, this devastating, to have someone who's a twin flame energy, right? This twin flame is the idea she's talking about here, where you split off from source at the exact same spot. It's like as close to another you as there can possibly be, right? What a cool, amazing concept. Now imagine that person in a wheelchair with severely cognitively impaired. It's got to be difficult. But from those giant lumps of coal come the largest diamonds, right? That deal with that pressure well. That's what a diamond is. It's a lump of coal that dealt with the pressure extremely well, right? So you get it here, Tam, by even saying, are we doing okay? Yeah, you're doing okay. You even say you're doing okay. Yes, you miss him. But if you can bring perspective in that you can only take a vacation from this soul, your Alex, he is an extension of you. It is another part of you. It's and loves you so much that it's giving you this experience to make you stronger, to find the love in yourself, to find that connection that he represented for you that now is almost worse than being gone, right? Is them severely cognitively impaired, there but not there. Like it's sort of like my own son's mother, having mental illness. It's almost be better if she wasn't there, from his perspective, I feel. And it's so hard to watch someone you love in a state where their mental capacity is impaired, right? And so what a challenge you have put before yourself on your path. And as you are waking up, it sounds like you're understanding that more and more. And yes, you still are having those feelings of missing. But, what I instantly think of, first off, this is an extension of you. You can only take a vacation from, not just him, but any soul for that matter, anyone that you love. It's all just other yous, right? Split off fractals. And you can only take vacation from one another. We can only take vacations from one another. You will be reunited and it will be so magnificent because what you've been through. You wanted the experience so that you could have that reuniting experience where I made it through and I became stronger and more because of it. And you gave me that gift, and you even were willing to impair yourself for some period of time, right? And what a beautiful story this is. And if you can focus on the beauty of it, not the pain of it, not that it's not going to still sting, but if you can understand, if you can bring perspective to it, it's going to help to expand your awareness of the situation. You start seeing the situation the way Source sees the situation. And when you start seeing the situation the way Source sees the situation, you are Source. So you are in alignment with your highest vision, your highest self, right? And this all makes me think of, one of the greatest poets of all time, Rumi. Don't grieve. Anything you lose comes around in another form. And when you think about that. What Alex represented here to Tam is a certain, connection, experience. What I would say is Source has the ability to bring that around to you in another form, that same type of connection, that same energy. It doesn't discount what you have with Alex, but it's other Alex. It's another Alex in a sense, right? It can come around in another form. But what my concern is when you're so focused on the loss, the lack of that energy that you seek, that is underlying your connection with the Alex, that by only focusing on that, primarily focusing on that, you keep the other form from being able to come around. Does that make sense? So if you can understand, if you can bring perspective to the situation and truly believe you can never lose anything, it always is going to come around in another form. It may have a different smile. It may have a different face. It may have a different laugh. It may be a different, maybe not even be a human. It may be an animal. It may be, there's so many ways Source can bring you the energy that you seek that's underlying these connections. And there's just no shortage. It's infinite abundance, infinite love is ours. But if we're lost in grief and focused on the fact that it's no longer there, we create more of it no longer being there, right? Because we are creators. And I understand this is a challenge. It was meant to be a challenge. And it's a challenge that you're also meant to overcome. And the end of it all, we all overcome all the challenges and become more for it. And that is a beautiful thing. And all I can say to you, Tam, is what a bold soul you are to take such a path, because you are certainly taking a path with 4 babies. You're, twin flame in the state. Wow. I applaud your bravery. And if you can applaud your bravery and know whatever you seek can come around in a myriad of forms, infinite forms, never-ending forms, Source can deliver it to you if you're in the right vibrational state to accept it. Doesn't mean you won't ever, you'll forget about your partner. You just know that now part of your story is done for now. To be continued, by the way, always to be continued. Isn't that beautiful? Your love, your connection with others, to be continued. It's never a permanent break. It's always just a vacation. What a beautiful, beautiful question. Sharing, offering, Tam. You are helping so many others, I'm sure, who struggle with something similar in a different form with a different face, another form, right? And so thank you so much for opening up and sharing. I hope this helps. And I hope those of you who are struggling with anything similar, it helps. Otherwise, looks like we're out of imaginary time for this episode. Actually, there is one other thing I wanted to read before, and then we'll close out for this episode. It is a poem by Mary Elizabeth Fry, and I think I might even have read it a long time ago. It's just so beautiful. When you think of losing someone who's gone beyond, who's died in a sense, definitely has died. In this case, with her situation, her partner, it sounds like, is still in physical but not mentally there. But oftentimes this situation there's an actual death and physical death, and this poem speaks to that. It says, "Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond that glints on snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awaken in the morning's hush, I am the swift uplifting rush of quiet birds in circled flight. I am the soft stars that shine at night. Do not stand at my grave and cry. I am not there. I did not die." And that's by Mary Elizabeth Fry. So beautiful. That actually makes me think of one more poem that I pulled up here. Since we mentioned Emily Dickinson. Emily Dickinson once wrote something similar. "This quiet dust was gentlemen and ladies and lads and girls, was laughter and ability and sighing and frocks and curls. This passive place a summer's nimble mansion, where bloom and bees fulfilled their oriental circuit, then ceased like these." So beautiful. She's talking about this dust, that everything around you is once gentlemen and ladies and lads and girls with frocks and curls. It's all going back to the dust and reemerging again is the beautiful thing. So we do indeed all float on. And with that being said, I have a wonderful song many of you probably heard by Modest Mouse called "Float On." I love this track. Hope you all enjoy it.
Also, before we cue up today's song, as a quick reminder, don't forget to download the Golden Key audio or ebook as my free gift to you at goldenkey.gift using the Golden Key code POSITIVEHEAD. And please, if you enjoy my gift, leave a positive review on Amazon so others can unlock their lives with the help of the Golden Key as well.
Just laughed it off, it was all okay. And we'll all float on, okay. And we'll all float on, okay. And we'll all float on, okay. And we'll all float on. We'll